It is the Homemade Broadcast. It's episode 566. My name's Will Kuncz. This is Anna Hummel.
Hello, good day.
Good day to you. How are you?
I'm okay, I think. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. That's how I feel all the time.
Sorry, can we just do a... I only
Headphone
hear
check?
you in one of my...
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe if you push it in a little... Oh, perfect.
There
That's
we go.
brilliant.
Just got to jam it in a little farther,
Yeah.
fellas. That's all you got to do.
That's it. I'm doing fine. I'm having a little bit of a pity party for myself.
Nice. I
but
love that.
I'm gonna
for
just... Yes. Yeah, me too. Keeps the ego in check. Not that I ever had a problem with self-esteem, like too much of it.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. So...
Well, what's your conundrum?
I
your problem?
started researching online if it's possible that with an exorbitant amount of training, you can actually get worse at something. You know, because they always tell you, like, just it's consistency, and if you show up and you have a plan and with basically everything in your life, right?
Yeah.
Just keep showing up. That's what they tell you.
Right.
Well, I'm doing that, and I'm afraid that I'm defying physics because I'm getting worse at
oh my gosh.
jiu-jitsu. It
That
seems.
stinks.
It appears to me that with more training, I'm actually getting worse. And so, you know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need like moral support. I need like a pep talk. So I go online and it's just like full of people on Reddit saying like, I'm getting worse. And I'm like, okay, I'm not alone.
Oh, okay. So
not
it's a
alone. Yes. Yeah. Because it's really demoralizing because you're just like, you know, I'm pretty athletic and I'm not a dummy. Like I can pick up things relatively quickly. So I thought, but it just seems like I am just training my tuchus off. And I feel like I'm getting worse.
Yeah. Now, have you asked your coach, like, am I getting worse?
Well, no, because I don't trust them. They'll just say no. And everyone says that this is what they will say. And that, like, you know, just keep showing up. They don't want you to quit because that's dollars for them.
That's how you'll know is you just got to keep at it. If they say something like that, that means you might be regressing. If they're like, no, then you're good. But if they're trying to sugarcoat something, saying, not yes, you are getting worse, but well, you know, you need to come to a few more classes.
I'm coming to all of the classes. There's no more classes for me to take.
You might suck.
Yeah.
You might suck.
I fear that might be the conclusion. So anyways, I was just thinking about it today and it made me sad and it made me want to go pretend to be a beginner in like a children's class,
right? And
then beat up a bunch of kids because I did that a few months ago and that really helped my self-esteem. That actually I was like, wow, I'm pretty good. And then I had to remind myself that I beat up a child and still I was like, doesn't matter, I'm still awesome. Yeah, right. So right.
Can you do me a favor, scoot up just a little bit? You're getting kind of cut off there. Getting a little. We're in the Oval Office today again.
Scoot up.
Yeah. Can you do that? Yeah.
How about that? Is that okay?
No, that's fine. You know what I need is better lighting.
That's okay. What they're not missing much.
Yeah, it's all right.
Of me. But anyways, how are you doing? I see you briefly told me you started a new venture or returned to an old venture rather.
That's right. So I feel terrible, very gassy today. On the verge of what could be an emergency.
A shack moment.
We're working on a shack moment right now. I'm just falling apart. And Anna, I said, you know what? I can't keep living like this anymore. So Billy's back in the gym. Gym Bill.
Did you hit rock bottom?
Well, kind of. So I'm not even gonna mess with that. So what happened was I had to go get a blood test from my doctor's office just to make sure I'm not dying. And I got the blood test back and it turned out I might be dying. So
are you pre-diabetic?
Yes. Yep.
Or are you post-diabetic?
No, I'm not diabetic yet.
That A1C is getting high.
It's getting a little high. There was some new thing that he tested for, which is an enzyme that shows whether the plaque, how easily the plaque from the cholesterol buildup in your body can turn into actual plaque and not just cholesterol.
Okay, I'm not sure with that. Familiar with that enzyme test, but. Did you get like a calcium score? Did he give you that?
Well, I did the body scan a few years ago with Lifeguard, and it was 0. I was actually in pretty good shape. Now that can change really drastically.
Yes,
though.
It can.
And I did hit 40 this year in November. So I'm like
Last
a
year.
middle-aged man now. Yeah, I guess technically last
You're
year.
in your 41st year.
And that's right. And I don't know. Things just seem to be, it's amazing how quick things can really just fall off, how the wheels can come off the wagon. So after I got the results from that test, the enzyme was very, very high.
What is this enzyme called?
I can find out, but it might take me a minute here.
Okay.
Do you need to know?
No, we can do it later.
Okay.
I'd like to know because, obviously I want to test myself immediately.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe I can find it real quick here.
That's
Find the
okay.
results. I got it.
You got it.
Yeah, here we go. It is called the, oh man, a polypoprotein B.
Oh, apoprotein B.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually the number one predictor of like a cardiac event is a high ApoB tagged protein.
Right. So mine was, it looks like the moderate risk is 90 and anything above 90 is an issue. Do you want to take a guess of what mine was?
200.
Close. 169.
Ooh, can I see that?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yep.
Yes. ApoB.
Not good. Not good. Yeah.
So
I went to the gym Monday, Tuesday, and today. I went all 3 days, did cardio, weights, I'm trying to get back into the weights thing, but it's hard to just jump right back into weights. I'm just doing the old man machines, kind of get reacquainted with the gym. And so yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I found out I have gout too. I had this issue over the past few years where I thought it was like I was running and stuff. So I thought I had bad shoes and I didn't have good support in my shoes.
Yeah.
And the top of my foot would hurt.
Yeah.
And then it would sometimes hurt so bad that
couldn't run.
I couldn't walk.
Oh.
I mean, I have stairs in this house now, and it was like getting up the stairs was really tough.
Yeah.
Because I had to get it like a few times a year. And I started to feel it today.
I hear getting in and feeling in your big toe is
it's not common. My toe, it's like the top of my foot near the ankle joint, kind of, which I heard is a thing, but way less common.
Yes. So do you have like high uric acid levels? Or
I guess so. I mean, my dad has it too.
Yeah.
So I told my dad about it. I was like, yeah, I get this pain. He goes, yeah, I get that too. You probably got gout. And I was like, nah.
Yeah, it's super hereditary.
No gout. And he's like, well, do me a favor. Next time you get the pain, take this pill. This is a prescribed pill that
Colchicine?
he has. I don't know. I could tell you that later too.
Yeah.
But so I started to get the pain today, and I was like, well, let's test it out. Is it my shoes, or is
it gout?
Is it gout? And the pill worked within a few hours. It's 50% better. So I think I have gout too. It's just a mess.
That means probably disaster. Like no beer, no shellfish, because that has high levels of uric acid in it.
Beef, or you can eat it and then just take the pill. Which is an option as well.
Yeah.
So maybe
that works for you.
I don't know which is what to do, but yeah, it's weird. It's like only a few times a year that it acts up like that. Maybe 4.
That's very gouty. Gout is. You have like flare ups. Yeah. Sometimes it's so bad in your big toe that even like the touch of a sheet on it is excruciating.
Oh, it gets really sensitive. Yeah, the skin gets really sensitive, and it's the same foot every time. It's a left foot.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'm on the road to health now.
You are. That's good. I'm proud of you because honestly, I know what is Cheryl Crow's first cut is the deepest, but the first step is the hardest.
Yeah.
Because it takes the most amount of activation energy to go from 0 to 1. But once you're at 1, then you can go to 2, 3. Then once you have momentum, then you're good. Once you're in the routine.
Yeah.
Once you got it's just part of your daily routine, then I don't want to say it's easier, but it's just what you do versus like I don't do something now, I'm introducing something new.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. And I know I can do it. And I'm just going to take my time and make sure I do the cardio. And hopefully I don't die.
Yeah. And I know we talk about this a lot, and not to beat a dead horse, but also it is weird because every time I see you eat, and again, I'm not around you 24/7, so I don't know, but it seems like you eat pretty reasonably.
I feel like I do. Listen, there are times weekends come around. I obviously love whiskey. I love beers too. I love red meat. I love shellfish. I love all the things that give you gout. But I feel like during the week, I'm pretty good.
No, not about the gout, but just about the weight in general.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. And I was like, when I went to the doctor to get the blood work, I was like, I want to step on the scale because I've been walking. I was like walking for a few months, like many miles, 5 to 7 miles a day.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And I stepped on the scale and gained 7 pounds from the last time I was there.
Maybe it's muscle.
That's what he said too.
It's
very
not
funny. It's not. It's
no.
definitely, look at how fat my face is. I shaved my face. You can see how fat I am.
Maybe if you were like lifting crazy amounts of weights, but no one just like gained 7 pounds of muscle from walking, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that was very deflating.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is not good. And I just saw my dad on Easter. I'm like, I'm looking. Your physique is what I'm getting now. It's starting off strong. I mean, an indistinguishable body type now, which is unfortunate. Because he's a little potato man. Yeah. He's my little potato boy.
Listen, what's great about your situation is that you can change it. I know you can. And you know you can. You can. Stop. We'll see. You can. Could you imagine if you were 5'2"?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Like things could be so much worse.
Little dumpling.
Yes, because if you're fat and short, you can't have both. You can only be one or the other.
That's true.
So thankfully you're tall.
And I do hold my weight. Man. I have most of my weight's like in my legs. I feel like not anymore. I mean now it's in my gut. But when I even at my lightest, I still was fat, and I got big old fat legs.
I mean,
you can't see. I'm telling you. I'll take my pants off and show you.
Oh God, no! I believe you. Okay. You're thickum. You got thick legs.
Yeah,
thick legs, but that they don't look flabby. Like you still have knees. You still have defined knees, which is important to have.
That's right.
So I think you'll be just fine.
Well, good.
But I'm glad you started at the gym. That makes me happy, of course.
Yeah. I thought you would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also made a conscious decision. Maybe you could call it a New Year's resolution, perhaps. I never want to talk about health with people ever again.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because I get excited when they get excited, and we both know they're not going to change. You know what I mean? Like I have a friend who will remain unnamed for this conversation, and every time she talks to me, it inevitably goes on to health, and she's wondering she's kind of like a fad, I want a quick fix type of lady.
Yeah, I love those.
She is maybe a geriatric Xer, so early mid 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And every time we talk, she's like, I'm going to start intermittent fasting. I'm going to eat more protein. I'm going to go keto, whatever the case is. And then she lets me down every time. And it frustrated me to the point where I'm like, the whole concept of like people are fat because they don't have enough education, like that's lacking, is a lie.
Right.
It is a bold-faced lie. Everybody has a phone or access to the internet. And even if they don't, they all know that an apple is better for you than a donut.
Yeah.
There are some tricky ones, with the granola, whatever, but that's not the problem. The problem is people are over-consuming, and they're over-consuming typically bad food.
Right.
So I am done. Unless someone brings it up to me and it's like two fit people talking about fitness, or someone has a genuine question or wants to discuss something, fine. But other than that, I'm never putting hope into somebody else getting healthy ever again. It is wildly disappointing.
It is something that people just like to talk about.
They do.
Because you want to make it seem like, at least on the surface, that you're trying to improve yourself. That like, I'm a mess and I can't continue on like this anymore. Well, I can. And I will, but I need to tell other people that, yes, I know that I am a mess and that I'm going to improve on this. And maybe they intend to, maybe they're motivated at that time, but usually it's a fleeting moment. And then they just kind of go back into the old routine of being a mess.
Right.
And then next thing you know, they go, uh-oh, I haven't seen this person in 2 months. I said I was going to do better. Now it's a change of plan. Now I'm doing the fasting instead. It's just a change in routine. Now they never started their first one, but you don't know that.
Right.
So it's,
they gave me hope. They gave me updates at the beginning.
Yeah.
They said,
it was a lie.
Check on me, kind of push me. I'm like, okay. And that gets me excited because I like to, I wouldn't say help. I just like to be in control. I'm not an expert in anything. So when anybody can refer to me for advice about something, I'm like, awesome. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm always the student, never really the teacher. So it is nice to kind of take that role of like, I'm in charge. And then you start checking up on them and they're telling me, oh, I fasted 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours. And then just radio silence. Like, are you dead or
it's too hard?
Yeah.
And that's hard.
And you know what? That's fine. And I'm never going to try to encourage anyone ever again. That doesn't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like you have to want to do it. Like the motivation thing. Maybe it's a personality trait, but if you want to do it, you're going to do it. You won't need encouragement. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, but like we kind of talked about that 0 to 1, that activation energy, it's very difficult to introduce something new. For me, very easy because it's just what I do. It's who I am. It's part of the routine. It has been since I was 12 years old. So it's different for me. For me to run, 3 miles, no problem. For some fatty with no knees to run 3 miles, that is the most exhausting, excruciating exercise of their lives, perhaps.
Yeah.
So it's different. But also, I'm done trying to help people. Everyone is a lost cause. And if you want it, that's not enough.
We should write that down. Everyone's a lost cause.
Everyone is a lost cause. You hear these people, I'm not saying you're one of them, but you hear these people who like lose, they're very large and then they lose like hundreds of pounds. 95% of the time they put it back on.
Yeah.
They put it back on. Why? Because they were fat kids. That's my conclusion, is if you had issues with your weight as like a child or an adolescent, whoever was in charge of your life, presumably a parent, ruined you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have problems you're going to be battling that for the rest of your life.
It's true.
It
is true. Well, write that down. Everyone, what did
everyone is a lost cause.
Everyone is a lost cause.
Everyone is a lost cause.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone loves to plan. No one likes to execute.
Right.
My friend is telling me, what sort of vitamin should I take? I'm like, why don't you go for a walk? Start with walk and fruit. Start there.
There's that Kevin James joke that was really good, but it was like him talking about trying to lose weight and then people giving unsolicited advice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what you need to do. And it's somebody who's fatter than he is. And they're just like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Keto. It's like, no, I need to not listen to you.
Right.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Was that the one that came out in like 2000?
Yes. Yeah,
God,
really
that was
old.
such a great special.
It was.
When he's talking about trying to get the wedgie out without using his hands.
Yeah.
That was such a classic bit.
It was.
Because we've all done that, like move where you like spread the legs to try to release the hammock between your butt cheeks.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm on the new Train to Health, and I'm trying to find a scale where I can weigh in. I know you shouldn't probably weigh in every week, but I want to do it.
Do it. I wouldn't weigh yourself every day. Every week is fine.
No. Yeah, once a week.
Yeah.
Anyway, this boat thing is crazy. The Memorial Causeway Bridge. There was a ferry boat that was coming from a concert run by the Pinellas County Transit Authority, a water taxi, if you will. And you've seen the video now. I'm sure everybody has seen the video.
Yeah.
I would hope. It's been nuts. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission identified the victim who died on Sunday evening. Jose Castro, who's 41, of Palm Harbor, was identified as that victim in the ferry boat crash. The city of Clearwater said one person has died and 10 others were injured following a boat crash near Memorial Causeway Bridge. 6 people were listed as trauma alerts. 2 of the trauma alerts were flown to Baycare Health with various and minor injuries. 44 people were aboard. Here's the Mayday call. Should we listen to them?
Yes, I haven't heard this.
Okay, let's play it. Hopefully no ad.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. There's been a boat collision, the Clearwater Ferry. Underneath the Clearwater Memorial Causeway, the Clearwater Ferry is adrift.
Okay.
Mayday.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Is this the actual? Okay, here's the crash. See if we can see this. We can break this down a little bit. Hopefully everybody else can see that. There's the little pirate ship boat.
I can't see any of this.
You cannot see any of this.
I mean, I can, but it's
there's a little pirate ship boat
yeah, I see
there
a
in the
pirate,
center.
but like I'm not going to see any of the details here.
Wonder where it is. Let's see. There goes the pirate ship boat. Yeah, it's still going. We're gonna go forwards
in time. Coming in?
I believe it's a ferry coming in.
Okay.
Okay. Did it already happen? Did we miss it?
Yeah, I won't be able to.
Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate.
I don't know if you. Oh wait, who's that? Go up.
This is the police chief. See what they got to say. So
Good afternoon, everyone. I just wanted to briefly run down.
I don't need that.
Give any
so it turned out to be the owner of Janice Live.
Sure is. Well,
St. Petersburg.
The former owner.
The former. Oh, that's right. He stepped down, stepped aside. I don't know how you step aside.
Own something
from Janice. He's not part of the Janice Landing family anymore, but he still owns it. I think that was his only title.
Maybe he was like CEO. Maybe he still owns it, but he's like the title is taken away or something.
It seems like you'd have to like sell it.
I don't know. I don't know how this works.
I mean,
you could just say a lot of things.
Yeah. So this guy, he's been in some trouble before. He's in fact, this is a second boat incident that he's had. Investigation into Sunday's Clearwater Ferry crash unfolds. 8 on your side has uncovered new revelations about the man who authorities said was operating the other boat. Florida Fish and Wildlife officers on Sunday night said that on Sunday night, a 37-foot recreational center console motorboat ran up onto the Clearwater Ferry, killing one and injuring several others. Now, in the video, it looks like there was lights on, but I think that the complaint was that the rear of the boat was not lit. Oh, is that the crash right there? Oh, let's get that up.
And accused of the other boat.
News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers joins us now live in Tampa. So, Nicole, what have you been able to uncover so far?
Josh Pala, Florida Fish and Wildlife officers have identified that man as Jeffrey Knight. Now, we did some digging and found that this isn't the first time Knight has been involved in a collision on the water. Let's take you back to Sunday night. FWC officers say this video shows the moment a 37-foot recreational center console motorboat runs up and onto the Clearwater Ferry.
So not much. I mean, there didn't seem like there was any attempt to stop the boat, which is bizarre. Now, it doesn't look like, I mean, it looks, what time is this? 8 o'clock maybe?
Just before 9 p.m.
Oh, 9 p.m. So it's pretty dark. This must be brightened up a little bit.
Killing one and injuring several others.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Now let's take a look at a story WFLA covered almost 6 years ago. Labor Day 2019, a motorboat strikes a pontoon boat, leaving 2 women badly injured.
That owner turned out to be Jeffrey Knight.
Brandon Volk represented the 2 women in court. They sued Knight, alleging he was negligently operating his vessel when the accident happened.
There were some severe injuries and significant traumas.
What was the outcome of the case?
I don't know. I'm trying to place what's wrong with him or who he reminds me of.
Is he just nervous on camera? Nervous?
Play some more of it. I'll analyze it.
The outcome of the case in 2019.
The parties ended up settling for a confidential sum.
Knight was.
This is a confidential sum.
Who does he remind me of?
Kamala Harris a little bit. Slurring
is it like
words.
Oh my god, who's the guy on SNL? All right, keep.
Cited at the time for careless operation of a vessel and collision of a vessel, but both charges were later dismissed in 2020. Neither Knight nor anyone else have been charged in connection with Sunday's collision, but the investigation is still underway. Knight's attorney, J. Kevin Hazlett, is defending his client.
Hey, that's your boy. That's your man's. Kevin Hazlett. Give him a call. Let's get him on the line.
What is his name?
Are you still looking for Saturday Night Live guy?
Yes, Jewish guy.
Andy Samberg.
No, it's the okay. I'm gonna
Adam
reenact.
Sandler.
I'm gonna reenact. It's on The Wedding Singer, and he's the singer.
Oh, John Lovitz.
Lovitz.
Yeah.
He's John Lovitz. That's who it is. Yes, Kevin Hazlett is representing Jeffrey Knight, I believe.
Give him a ringy ding. Let's get him on the phone.
He's busy right now.
Okay.
Knight's actions on Sunday night in a letter he sent to FWC. Hazlett says that immediately after the collision, Knight directed a passenger on his own boat to call 911, then tied his vessel to the ferry in order to stabilize it and render aid. Shortly after, Hazlett says Knight noticed that his own boat had taken on a large amount of water and that Knight became concerned it might sink. So he left the scene to get his boat out of the water after Clearwater police and ambulances arrived.
So that was part of the deal initially, was that they were saying it was a hit and run situation.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Where he just kind of took off, and that was like, oh, and I think the public perception gets kind of muddled at that point when you hear somebody like it was a hit and run, even though they go, well, he was trying to help, his boat was sinking. It wasn't really a hit and run. I mean, he did cooperate with police. He was apprehended, cooperated. He took a breathalyzer too, no alcohol involved. Doesn't mean other things.
God.
Other things could have been involved, but not alcohol, which is probably, on the water, the big one.
Sure.
Nothing like getting drunk on a boat. Man, that is good stuff.
Yes, I like.
I'm a big fan. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's fun.
FWC officers say it will be up to the state attorney's office to decide whether anyone faces any charges related to Sunday's collision. We reached out to the Pinellas Pasco state attorney's office, and they said they will not be able to make any decision on charges until they have all of the facts. For now,
So no charges as of yet. This sounds like it's an accident to me.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a accident. I mean, manslaughter is an accident, or if it's reckless or whatnot. But the problem, or what we're trying to decipher now, is whose fault was it?
Yeah.
Was it the ferry because they had inadequate illumination? And this I can kind of get on board with because I'm there almost every weekend. The dolphins.
Yeah.
There are tons of dolphins in that area. Oh, I'm not kidding. 9 times out of 10, within the first 2 minutes of going to that little inlet, the boyfriend and I go, within about 30 to 60 seconds, we see dolphins every single time we go.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's in the morning, evening, afternoon, there are dolphins there. So the fact that they were like spotlighting dolphins suggests that they were kind of like going off course. They had bad lighting. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but that's my boy Kevin taking care of business.
Yeah. So he hasn't been criminally charged. Let's see. He blamed the water taxi operated by the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority for not having the required navigational lights. This is another light issue. It was like Brock Horner all over again. We talked about last week, him accusing the kid of not having lights. He's going back to lights. That's interesting. Let's see. He says, and for its crew being distracted, searching out sea life. So they must have been coming in, and like you said, there's a bunch of dolphins there. Everybody loves seeing a dolphin.
Oh my God.
People,
they never get old.
It doesn't matter how many times you see a dolphin. You're just like, oh my God, there's a dolphin.
Dude, last time we went out there, we saw a baby dolphin with its mommy and its daddy.
That is special.
You just want to scream. Like, you're just so happy. It brought so much joy to me.
I saw one on a boat and I was drunk. And it was seeing a dolphin and being drunk on a boat. The combo, I nearly exploded.
Yeah.
I mean, just how joyous that occasion was. I mean, you're already having fun drunk on a boat.
Yes.
And then a little baby dolphin pokes its head up at you.
Oh my God.
Which is what happened. And it looked right at me.
It was like playing on its mom.
It saw me.
Yeah.
The baby looked at me.
Yeah.
And I saw it. We made eye contact. And I was drinking a Coors.
We know. Yeah. Can't. No more. You have gout now. So no more beers.
Can't have beers anymore. It is unfortunate. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like the mob is, again, much like Brock Horner, the mob's kind of coming for this Jeffrey Knight fella, which I think is kind of unfair. You should just kind of reserve your judgments. Let people who are investigating, you might see a clip and it might be 10 seconds. You don't know what happened before. You don't know what happened after. And this is a crime. This is going to be investigated. So let's
Right.
not, I mean, don't give the guy death threats or anything.
Yeah.
Poor Brock. Brock Horner update. He got a bunch of fines and stuff. I guess he was doing some illegal stuff. Captain Brock.
He was like after that incident.
Yeah, he got some fines for other stuff.
Other stuff. Okay. Well,
I don't really know what that means, but it is unfortunate. And we must say goodbye to Radio St. Pete
Oh
and
my
podcast
God.
listeners. It's already a half an hour. It's crazy. I mean, you can join the Substack, which is, the audio only full podcast will be up there right after we conclude here, but we are going to do some extra time here. So stick around. And I do want to say let's just say goodbye. Radio St. Pete, see you later. Love you guys. Join the Substack Wednesday, 6 p.m. willsyoutube.com. You can join us, take part in the fun, and you can super chat. You can comment. Room's always lit. It's fun. And we'll talk to you next week. Goodbye. I do want to give a shout out. We did have, and I should have been doing this from the get-go. We don't have too many Substack subscribers, Anna, but we did get one from Injured Eagle. So I want to
thank you,
say
Injured Eagle.
Yes. that's
Much
great.
appreciated.
So shout out to Injured
Thank
Eagle.
you.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
can we get into the first story? It's everywhere on the
first story.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the last one, that one.
This one.
Yeah. Did you see that? I'm sure you have.
I have really no idea.
What? Pause it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, about 6.
Okay.
So Bill Belichick. This is when I get involved in sports. Everyone, when it gets spicy, when it gets saucy, when there's a 50-year age gap in a relationship between a 73-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman, old enough to be her grandfather easily.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are really hating on this woman, and I'm one of them. Because listen, like, if you are just a gold digging whore, but you're quiet about it and you're just the trophy, I'm cool with that.
Right.
That shakes out in my mind. Powerful rich men should be with young, beautiful women. That is fine. But when the young, beautiful woman who's been on this planet a third of the amount of time of her boyfriend, and she starts calling the shots, not only does it make her look like a total bitch, but it makes it completely emasculates him and makes him look like a little, pea-whipped boy. It's terrible.
I think he's the epitome.
So this was a CBS News interview. I still love CBS News, even though whatever, they're woke, they're this, they're that. I still love Gayle King, even though she's obnoxious as hell. CBS News is just like a warm hug to me. I had watched it many years in the morning, just kind of catching up, what's going on in the news before I got heavily red pilled during COVID. But anyways, Tony DeCopel, handsome man. Very nice man. He's having an interview with Bill Belichick on his new book called like The Art of Winning, which is kind of cliche, but whatever. And they're talking about football and this and that and Robert Kraft, And then maybe like 3/4 through the interview, he's like, well, we got to talk about your relationship with the child. And we can just play it for most people.
So I should start at 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said fired. It was a mutual decision.
The other change for Belichick is 24-year-old Jordan Hudson, his creative muse, as he writes in his book.
Make sure that that's the.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
That was the nicest way for him to say she is a total cunt. Jordan was a constant presence on the interview.
That's right.
You haven't seen this?
I have not seen.
Wow.
It.
Okay.
I know that he's got a new job. He took a job with a college. UNC.
I know football now. You can talk to me about Bill Belichick.
Yes,
I get it.
he took a
Patriots, got overlooked by the Falcons.
Yeah.
Yes, we know.
Yep.
We know.
Yep. Things happen. Now he's at UNC, which appears to be where his type of women hang out too, which is good. And he started dating this 24-year-old woman.
Yeah, she didn't go there or anything, right?
I don't think so.
No, I think she's from
there
Boston.
now.
She's like, that's why she was a Patriots fan.
Yeah, they're there now. I don't know how they met or what.
That's another thing. Well, play the clip.
Oh, okay.
They get into it or not.
Jordan is right over there.
Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with
She's like watching just crouched down there. It is weird.
them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No.
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable.
Does that mean an app?
What I think that means, so allegedly the story goes is that they met on a flight back in 2021.
Yeah.
I
To
think
Epstein Island.
right.
She was one of the, yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I think that maybe they didn't rehearse the details and perhaps there's like either infidelity on his part or maybe they met a lot earlier. Maybe she was like 18 or something. It just not a good look. I don't know. She's
Well,
20.
You should have a story though.
They did have a story. It was that we met on a plane. We sat next to each other. She asked for an autograph. They like exchanged numbers. At that time, I think he was still with another woman.
He's with his probably wife.
He had a wife and then somebody else, or maybe multiple wives.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much about Bill Belichick as a person other than him as a coach.
Right.
So I have very little interest in his personal life. Look at her face.
She's not as hot.
No.
She looks like a bitchy Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She doesn't look that young there either.
No.
She looks like she's about 32.
Yeah, she's
right
24.
there. Yeah. Maybe she's lying about her age too.
Probably not. I mean, it's pretty easy to verify that, but
yeah.
Commenting on, though Hudson has recently posted about it on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet. She's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
That's just, he took a Viagra and then he took too much. So his legs just shot straight up in the air.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
What he does,
she does it. Is essentially what he's saying.
may I translate?
Uh-huh.
She's on Instagram, and if I do this, I can fuck her. So I will do this.
Well, she's probably like, you should sign up for Instagram, and then we can take pictures together. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, he's got his lady on his arms, his young lady. You like to show off, you know, show her off
Like
a little.
that?
But also,
That's
like,
on her
no, this is
Instagram.
her. I mean, she made him an account, is what happened.
Or it
Because
might just be
he's-
posted on hers, but
I think he said that he's on it. Though.
well, I mean, like he's visible.
Yeah.
Maybe he has his own. I don't know, but I know that was posted on her Instagram.
Oh, this is her Instagram.
Yes, but I mean, he's on it, and he's
Sharing
famous.
the photo.
right?
Get some likes from him,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
I just I don't know. It is such a bad look to have not only just a woman, but a woman who is a quarter of your age bossing you around. How are you going to be a leader of men on the field when you're getting lassoed by this 24-year-old cheerleading broad who sucks? Like,
It's
I found her
fair question.
so unattractive. Like, because she's just so mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. That's the essence, though. I mean, that's
does follow isn't clicks, views, but touchdowns and above all, wins.
You do seem like you're having a lot more fun these days than you were in other chapters of your life, let's say.
I enjoy football. I enjoy the whole process of it. It's hard to win, and it's hard.
I enjoy football. I enjoy my balls being drained.
Yes.
And it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Coming feels good. I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
You're
Yeah.
missing out.
Hard to beat other good coaches, good teams. I appreciate the grind. I appreciate the competition. But coaching is fun, and honestly, I feel like I haven't worked a day in my life.
Ew, that is the worst smile anyone's ever had. That's disgusting.
So this lady, I mean, really just got to give it up to her. She's really, now she's going to tarnish the legacy if this keeps up, though. he needs to tell her, you got to shut the fuck up. Because football season's coming up. I mean, it is a grind, even in college. It's you're practicing all week. You can't have this lady just around all the time. She doesn't know anything. I mean, that's the other big part of this is she doesn't know what she's talking about, but she seems to be very invested. I saw a photo of her at practice. Like, why? I saw her
just like walking around.
Yeah, why are you there?
Yeah. I mean, maybe it starts like this, and then she's calling out plays. Like, I hope it doesn't get to that, but yeah, it's just a terrible look all around.
Speaking of this story, I read this and it was pretty shocking. I mean, it is very shocking. It's a Florida nurse. And, this is another age inappropriate relationship that happened, but it's a little weird because it's the stepson of this nurse. It's her husband's son. So it's not mom.
Not the
but
biological
it is
mother.
Kind of a pornography genre.
It is porn in real life.
Yeah.
When they say that can't happen, it's just porn. That's not real life. Well, guess what? Sometimes it is real life.
Here she is. This is the lady. Pretty cute. I gotta say. Definitely would. A Florida nurse allegedly caught by her husband having sex with his 15-year-old son. Not good. Following weeks of reported seduction, has lost her medical license. She's 35. Her name is Alexis Von Yates. Von Yates, it's got that vampire hunter feel to it a little bit. Van Helsing.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Is that Twilight or something?
No, it's just Van Helsing. He was the main Dracula hunter. I feel like I'm not that big of a nerd. That was common knowledge.
Sorry. It could be me.
Well, she unfortunately will be losing her nursing license on it. Yeah.
Why is that?
It got revoked while she awaits criminal trial for last July's alleged statutory rape of a minor who was visiting his father in Ocala. I would say of any Florida city that this could happen in, Ocala would be my main guess. Maybe Jacksonville.
Where's Volusia County? Because I feel like a lot of things happen there.
Volusia County, is that Jacksonville?
Maybe.
No, that's Duval.
Okay.
I don't know where Volusia
But I always hear like Volusia County, Port St. Lucie.
Right.
But yeah, Ocala.
The Florida Department of Health said that nurses are placed in a position of trust. Well, you can trust her with 15-year-olds dongs. So I don't know what that's about.
Can I tell you what made me the most angry about this?
Yeah.
So easy to not get caught. So easy. This is so lazy. This is a lazy rape. Disgusting. Well, easily avoidable. The husband comes in and catches them fucking on the couch.
Yeah. I mean, she thought that he was at work, right?
He was, but it was like
to be at work.
2 a.m. The husband's a lineman. She knows he's going to come home around that time, I imagine.
You would think so.
Or even if not, like, do it earlier.
Or just go somewhere.
Go
for a ride in a car.
Right.
Then yeah.
Easily avoidable, but he catches you in his home on the couch.
That's pretty brutal. I mean, you can't help but to feel for the guy.
And it's his son. It's his son. Add that extra element
not
to
only
it.
Another man.
Betrayed by your wife and your son.
It's unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what happened. On the night of July 26, 2024, Yates, the lady, put her 2 children to bed. I'm assuming they were with this guy. Maybe not. Maybe from a previous marriage. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hung out with their 15-year-old stepson on the living room couch. No big deal. They reportedly hit a little THC vape. Love that. Get high. 420 blaze it. Played video games and watched movies. All 15-year-old boys love
all of those things.
Pens and video games, and especially some movies. Yeah. While his lineman father was working late, according to the Marion County arrest affidavit. Around 1 a.m., Yates flipped on the movie Terrorizer 2. Ever seen it?
No, never heard of it.
I know it's a very popular franchise. And further tempted the minor, declaring the movie was boring and that she was starting to get horny. Happens. She was, because she said she had not had sex in 2 weeks and she was on her period. Bummer. The pair cuddled closer with the 15-year-old kissing Yates's neck and the pair proceeding to make out, with Yates allegedly saying, "I wish you were 18 because you're not old enough."
But then she did it anyways.
And then she proceeded to kick off her panties. And the pair engaged in oral sex and intercourse without a condom.
Oh,
according to affidavit.
God.
Love that. The unsuspecting father and husband came home from his blue-collar job to discover his wife and son on the couch completely naked. The 15-year-old ran out of the house, allegedly heard Yates complain that the child victim looked like his father when he was younger.
Explain, yeah.
Oh, explain.
Not
yeah.
complain.
Explain.
Yeah.
So she goes, "I love you so much. I'm so horny for you that I just saw this boy and
That
it looked just like
reminded
you.
you, yeah.
So I couldn't help myself."
Mm.
The father then drove his son to his grandparents' house, telling the boy that he ruined his life while drinking a beer on the drive over.
I'm gonna let that one slide.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the kid. You know, he's just a kid, but you kind of did ruin your dad's life. Prior to the alleged sexual assault, Yates allegedly engaged in several acts of seduction and overt flirtation towards the minor. She said that, "I bet everyone thought you were my little boy toy," she said of her stepson as they finished the workout to the gym she belonged to. Hopefully this is my gym. I'm hoping. No, it's not. Okay. On another occasion, Yates allegedly made a show of making whipped cream and then putting some on her tongue and stuck it out the minor and said, "Oh, you like that?" According to the affidavit. Yeah, it's good. The 15-year-old also told cops to the week leading up to the alleged sexual encounter that Yates would regularly speak to him about being horny, as one wants to do. Stepmom, will do that. The day after the incident, Yates had the gall to call the boy, saying that she wished they had kept having sex and that her husband had not discovered him. So going back to the well, maybe one too many times.
Yeah, please read the next line.
She also asked the 15-year-old boy to rate her sexual performance, to which he replied, one of the best answers ever, 7 out of 10.
Could be better.
A lot of room for improvement there. 70%.
How much sex has he had as a 15-year-old? I thought children or adolescents weren't having sex anymore. I thought
think
everyone
some
has
are.
autism.
Yeah,
I thought
some are, some aren't.
because when we were growing up, it was like, oh, these kids are having sex so young, and then even after a little bit after, oh yeah, teenage pregnancy, 16 and pregnant. Now, Gen Z, I guess this is Gen Alpha. Like I would assume not having sex at all because all they have is the video games. They don't know how to interact face to face. But I guess there are some precocious teenagers who are having sex at a very young age.
I mean, they're hitting weed pets, playing video games
with their
and getting
stepmom.
laid with their stepmom.
With their stepmom. He must be the biggest pimp at school. Like
I mean,
dad's life is ruined, but his life is made.
It's true.
It
is true. That is a crazy story. Anna, I have to go. We got to wrap up a little early.
Why?
I just have things I have to do. I'm so sorry to everybody.
Oh, no. Are you having a Shaq moment?
I think I'm having a Shaq moment. I am sweating. Can you tell?
Yeah, you're sweating.
I am sweating so bad.
How long are you going to be? Do you want me to go for a little bit?
Do you want to finish up?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, it might be a little while. Do you know how to end the stream?
No, but I'll just keep going.
Stream.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. So Anna's going to take over.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm having a little bit of a Shaq moment here.
That's okay. I'm going to just pop on your mic if that's okay.
Sure.
Wonderful. All right, we're going to just switcheroo. I haven't done one of these in a while. And it sounds like you have done one of these in a while.
I have.
How does he live like this? In all fairness, I had a Shaq moment about a week ago when I was working at was doing some production work for Radio St. Pete for other people's podcasts. So I wasn't actually on a mic, but I definitely got up and left in the middle because I too started sweating and had to have my Shaq moment. Let's see. Moving right along. There were a few things I wanted to cover. Tim Walz, remember him? What a clown. Tim Walz says Harris picked him for VP to code talk to white guys. There's some white guys out there in the chat right now. Did Tim Walz speak to you? because I feel like he is probably the worst candidate ever to relate to the not run-of-the-mill white guy, but like your typical white guy is not this guy. This guy sucks. Not good at all. Sorry. Caught up reading here. Governor Tim Walz continued a self-described listening tour across the country at a Harvard Kennedy School forum on Monday night, ruling out a 2028 presidential bid and revealing why former Vice President Harris chose him as her running mate. Walz said Harris chose him in part because, quote, I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their truck, and put them at ease. Sadly, he did none of those things. The Minnesota governor described himself as the permission structure for white men from rural America to vote for Democrats. I would love to hear from the people in the chat. Feel free to shout it out. Did Tim Walz speak to you? Because he didn't even speak to his own family, which was hilarious. When I saw his whole family, they were like, where the Walzes. I think they were in Nebraska, and they were all wearing Trump shirts. Which made my heart happy. Because I feel like you just expect your family to kind of have your back. Speaking of which, this is actually a perfect segue to something I do want to talk about that kind of hurt my feelings. I felt betrayed by my family this last weekend. So my dad came to visit with his lovely girlfriend, had a phenomenal time Thursday through Monday morning. And we were talking about, the house that we live in and everything. And I said, yeah, I don't really know any of my neighbors, but I do know one, and I hate him. And my dad was like, why? Why do you hate this neighbor of yours? And I go, because he sits on the corner with his shitty dog, who is some sort of a pit mix, and the dog is not on a leash. Okay, I got nothing against pit bulls, but it seems to be the fact, and we've talked about this many times, that every time a child or a person gets mauled to death by a dog, you read what kind of breed it was. 9 times out of 10, it's a pit bull or a pit mix. And that is what this dog is. And it's unleashed. And every time I would walk by it, it growls at me. And it comes up, starts barking at me in a very aggressive manner. And I don't know this dog. And I don't want to get to know this dog. I do want to kick this dog in the face. But anyways, so I told my dad, yeah, this neighbor I have, he sucks. He has this dog. It's unleashed. Makes me feel really unsafe. I've asked him to leash the dog before. I think I've talked about this altercation I've had with my neighbor where, I'm screaming at him using a very colorful language, and he's screaming back at me. And at one point I'm like, you need to leash your fucking dog. And he said to me in a very hostile way, he's like, yeah, you're right. Which completely confused me, disarmed me. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, you just yelled at me and said I was right. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're in agreement now. He never leashes the dog. Anyways, the dog meanders around on the neighbor's property and walks around the street. No leash, nothing. The owner claims the dog's perfectly safe, but I feel like most owners would just be like, yeah, he's friendly, until they're not. And listen, I've met a lot of unfriendly small dogs, which is annoying, but like, what is a dachshund going to do to me? What's a Yorkie going to do to me? If it's unfriendly or it's barking at me, I'm not scared. Obviously, I could just drop kick that thing and kill it with one kick, one punch, no problem. But me against that pit bull, money's on the pit bull. I know I'm taking a lot of jujitsu. Clearly, I'm not getting any better. But if it's that dog versus me, I'm going down. So, anyways, going back to the Brutus moment with my father, my dad goes, my dad loves dogs. He loves all dogs, and he just gives all dogs the benefit of the doubt. So my dad went for a walk in the morning, and he introduces himself to my shitty neighbor and finds out what the dog's name is. And his all buddy comes back in, and he's like, oh, I met your neighbor, Mark. I'm like, I don't want to humanize this person. I hate him. I don't want to know his name. I don't want to know anything about him that makes me feel some sort of empathy or sympathy or anything about this guy. I hate him. And he's like, oh, and his dog Ronnie. I don't want to know. I was so angry about that transgression, that betrayal from your own blood, your own kin. You know, and it's not like the dog bit me or anything, because if the dog bit me, the dog would be dead, either from being put down or being shot, if you know what I mean. But anyways, the fact that I had said that this guy sucks, he refuses to leash his dog, the dog terrorizes people, I'm not saying necessarily bites people, but still, you got a big, scary fucking dog roaming around, not on a leash. And by the way, the owner is in a wheelchair / walker thing. You know, old people, they like use it. It's like a walker and then it doubles as a seat. That's what this guy does. And apparently he's like the Walmart greeter of the neighborhood, because every time I turn down my street and he's sitting out there, he waves at me. And I used to wave back. Back in the day, I'd wave at Mark. Now that I know his name, I would wave at Mark. Hey, what's up? No problem. Then after, and this didn't happen just once, but it was 3 separate occasions that this happened, where this man did not have his dog leashed. I just walked by, trying to go on a run, trying to be a responsible, healthy human being so that I don't have to live off, welfare and suck the government dry because I'm addicted to Twinkies and not moving. I was trying to do my due diligence. I really consider exercise a form of like civic duty. Right? Because if I get really sick and I don't have the money to pay for my needs, guess where that's coming from? Yeah, it's coming from what's Medicare's old people, Medicaid, excuse me. It's coming from Medicaid, because you don't have enough money to sponsor. You're on food stamps because you don't have enough money for food. And then when you are eating, you're eating dog shit, and then you have diabetes, and now you want the government to also pay for your insulin. Now, what would solve both problems at once is if the government said, how about we pay for nothing? And you go, but I'm going to be sick. And you go, no, you're not, because you won't be able to eat. It's like, well, if I'm not going to be able to eat, I'm not going to be able to live. It's like, well, actually, you not eating is actually going to solve your diabetes problem. The type 2, of course. Type 1, respectable. Type 1, I've talked a lot of shit about diabetes. I need to clarify that there is an acceptable type of diabetes, and it is type 1. And if you have type 1, that wasn't your fault. Genetics, not good. Oftentimes they're very fit people. I knew a girl in high school who was a gymnast, very thin and fit, cheerleader, the whole 9. She got diagnosed with diabetes when she was like 9 years old. She had like dry tongue, was like fainting, and like, what's wrong with this kid? Diabetes. Okay. That's fine. That's respectable. It's not your fault. Type 2, you did that to yourself. Now, maybe some people are a bit more prone to it. That's fine. It's fine to say. But to say that you had absolutely no control over it is bananas, because you do. So I think that if the government just decided not to pay for your food or your insulin, you would be cured. But instead, they're keeping you sick. They're giving you money so that you can buy the Takis, so that you could buy the sodies, and then you eat those things, and now you're sick and you need medication. Anyways, I was betrayed by my father. And, I just feel like it's an unspoken rule between kin members that if I say I don't like someone and I have a valid reason for it, it's not like, oh, I don't like her, she's prettier than me, or, gave me a look or whatever. Like, this guy has a wild dog on the loose. Clearly, I'm in the right that you should have this dog leashed. I'm not saying you have to keep it in the backyard all day or cooped up in the house. I'm just saying, hey, maybe you could keep this shitty dog on a leash. That would be cool. And this guy's like, no, fuck you. And that makes me so mad. And there have been a few times, actually, where I've tried to go out there looking for him. Like, I see him coming in. As I'm coming into the neighborhood, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I need to go on a run right now. And then I go right in front of him to like aggravate him and the dog, and they're not there. Hello? He's back. I'm going to move back to my seat. Anyways, that is my tale of my father betraying me.
Oh.
You all right?
Oh. Oh
My God, your titties are sweaty. Like for real.
yeah. Wow. That was I told Anna before we started that it's not a coincidence that we just talked about it last week, but that I might have to run to the potty at a certain point. My my body's rejecting the gymnasium is I think what's happening.
Does that mean you're gonna quit?
I gotta
Let
quit.
me remind you.
Everyone is a lost cause.
Yes, that includes you.
Man.
Oh, you feel better?
Not kind of.
You know relief?
It's been an ongoing issue this afternoon. It started on the elliptical machine.
And you're blaming the elliptical
machine. I could just tell you that when I started the elliptical machine, my tum started to
Your
hurt.
body said no.
I thought I was going to start ripping ass and I didn't want to be that guy, so I held it in, and I didn't fart at the gym.
Good.
Which I feel good about.
Yeah, because it probably wouldn't have been a fart. It sounds like.
I don't think it would. Yeah, it would have been really bad. I would have had to quit the gym if that happened. If I pooped my pants on the elliptical at the gym, I gotta find a new gym.
Yeah,
can't go back to that gym.
No,
can't be 3 days in, and yeah, it's terrible. What did I miss? Anything?
Yeah, so we were talking about being betrayed by your family, like the husband that walked in on his wife and his son having sex.
Yeah.
And I said that I too was betrayed by my family. I was betrayed by my father this weekend.
Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry I missed that.
That's
by the
okay.
way.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I hope he's not mad.
No, not at all. But you know that issue with that neighbor and the dog?
Yeah.
My fucking dad.
Oh no.
He went over and made friends with him. He's like,
With the dog
Mark's
guy.
great. And his dog's name's Ronnie. They're really nice.
Oh no.
And I was infuriated.
Yeah.
Because I was just like,
I hate that.
why
guy.
are you not taking my side? Like, this isn't me just a frivolous, I don't like the way he looked at me. His pit bull is on the loose and growling at me every time I walk by. Like, that's not okay. And then my dad he goes, yeah, he growled at me too. You just got to be like, oh, it's okay. And then he asked the guy, is your dog friendly? And the guy's like, yeah, he's friendly.
They always say that.
Of course.
They're never going to be like, no.
Right. Actually, one time someone did say no. And I was like,
Oh, really?
okay, yeah.
An honest one.
Yeah. Which is scary because then I believe them.
Yeah,
Because
you
they probably don't want to tell you that.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, I made friends with Ronnie and Mark. And then as we were coming in and out of the neighborhood, my dad'd be like, hey, Mark.
This could have been an opportunity for him to, maybe be like, well, I don't know. I was going to say maybe be like, hey, my daughter's afraid of your dog. Can you keep it on a leash?
And then he would have been like, oh, who's your daughter? And then he would see me. He's like, fuck that bitch.
That maybe. But then I think at that point, your dad's obligated to give him a karate chop.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing about that?
Uh-huh.
Like most people who know me, and I'm not trying to brag, but most people that know me, I would say that they would say that I'm like a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a cool person,
Yeah.
Down to earth, grounded, pretty understandable, very judgmental, but mostly keep that to myself.
Sure.
This guy's concept of me is like this fucking bitch. Like that's who I am in his mind, which is bananas to me because I'm not that.
Right.
I'm very nice.
Yeah.
But in his mind, in his world, I'm like the neighborhood nemesis.
Well, he might be a nice guy too. I mean, your dad took to him, so he might be a sweet man, but in your eyes, he's an old dickhead.
Yes, but
he's
that
like,
is
I'm not an old dickhead.
That is based in reality and fact. Because if I thought that my dog was terrorizing people or just just making people uncomfortable, I would do everything in my power to make sure that that's not the case because I want people to like me and I don't want them to feel, uneasy around my house or my dog or anything.
Right.
Because I'm a good person. But I have to remember that not everyone is like me. Some people are horrific. Like
old
Mark.
dickheads. Yeah,
and
but
Ronnie the dog.
Well, I will say your dad's a pretty good judge of character and he's bros with, what's his name, Ronnie?
Ronnie's the dog. Mark is the human man.
Okay. All right.
So that really upset
Mark
me.
the dog.
No, Mark is the man.
Okay. Ronnie the dog.
Ronnie the dog. Yeah.
Wow.
So that hurt my feelings. And I didn't know how to express it because my dad is one of these guys like, stop. So what am I gonna do? So you just let it go. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like you could leverage this into getting what you want using the friendship between your father and the old dickhead, Mark.
I think at this point, I don't want him to acquiesce. I want him to be forced to do something against his will.
see.
I don't
You
want him to
you want
like
him
come
suffer
to be
a
like,
little bit.
unless he decided on his own, like, hey, sorry about that. Say it happens again, then the dog's on a leash. Fine. But that obviously won't happen. But I would love, actually 2 days ago, I saw him outside and immediately, like as I was driving into the neighborhood, and then immediately decided I needed to go on a run. Because I chose violence.
Yeah.
He wasn't there, but I wanted the dog to like, growl at me and make me uncomfortable. And then I would have called the cops right then. Like I would have been like, that would probably be the 4th time that happened. And I would have called the cops and I would have stayed there and waited for the cops to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And righteous indignation feels so good. Cause I'm like, I'm right. You're wrong. This dog is not just on your property. It should be running around. It should be on a leash. It's a pit bull. Any dog should be on a leash.
Yeah.
So anyways, but hopefully that day will come.
We got one next to us. I think I told you about it. His name's Timmy.
Thought he died.
No, Timmy's a dog. But he's still alive.
But the owner's dead.
No, this is our next door neighbor. The dog, the guy that shot himself here in the complex, the dog and the lady are still around. And
he
that's
shot
a
himself
nice
at
dog.
home?
He shot himself at home.
Did you hear a gunshot?
No, I did not. I don't think I was home actually during when that happened. But there's my next door neighbor. They have a gray pit bull named Timmy, and initially Timmy seemed pretty friendly on this side. Yeah, and Timmy's okay. He kind of will growl, kind of do the same thing, but when he's just walking with his bitch, the lady that lives next door, he gets like uber protective of her, I think. And she's like kind of tiny. So she's like very slight. So sometimes Timmy will kind of lunge a little bit.
Is Timmy on a leash?
Timmy is on a leash.
All right, well.
Yeah, I can't complain too much.
Not that frail dry wall of a woman is going to be able to hold him back.
Well, she has so far. She has managed to hold him back and distracts him and, gets his attention. So, but it is a little concerning.
Certainly.
I don't want to die by pit bull, especially one named Timmy. Like it's got to have
such
a cooler
like
name
a benign, non-formidable name.
Tim.
Timmy.
Little Tim.
But yeah, I am choosing violence, and I want that dog to growl at me just one more time.
Yeah.
So that I mean, best case scenario, like the cops shoot the dog.
That's your fantasy. There.
My fantasy is like things get riled up, the cops come, and then like the guy's like in the house with his shotgun refuses to come out, and then they just like blast everyone away.
And
Mark I'm just like
Ronnie.
In the back. That's everyone dies
Mark
in my
and Ronnie
fantasy.
died.
In my fantasy, everyone's dead.
Everyone's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Truly.
So, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry I missed your father. I was really disappointed.
That's okay.
I had to do some other things. He's gone. He went back home.
Yes, he's gone.
Okay.
Back in
Well,
Cali. That's okay. He'll be back soon.
I miss you, Phil. Miss you very much. Just so you know, I don't know if he watches these or not, but anyway, thank you, Anna, for steering the ship. Did a great job as always, and I'm sorry that I had to leave you.
That's
for a brief
okay.
moment.
I'm glad you're feeling it.
It's just gonna be a rough night. I can just tell.
Oh no!
It's like a rough, I'm thinking maybe it's food poisoning, but I don't know what I could have eaten today.
What is wrong with your body? Like
it's
falling
bad. It's poison.
Like everything, like you're like, oh, it's so strange because you can drink literal poison and be fine.
Yeah.
You're like, I can have a whole fifth of bourbon, no problem. But if I have a red pepper, oh my God, diarrhea for a week.
Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. Something is maybe that's him detoxing or something from booze. So maybe
I don't believe that's a thing.
It's only been 3 days. Too,
how is that a thing? Like you're not taking in poison.
Well, I'll tell you what I ate today. And this is before I went to the gym. I had grape nuts and a banana and some milk, 2% milk.
You like grape nuts?
I love grape nuts. They're so good.
It's disgusting.
No, they're good.
Oh my God, my bubby loved them.
Yeah.
She was 82 when she fell into it.
She was.
Okay.
God damn it.
Okay, grape nuts, banana, milk. Great.
Yeah. And then I had some cantaloupe and I made 3 eggs and a leftover pork chop from last night, which I'm thinking might be the pork chop, but I didn't get sick last night. So I don't think I would get sick today from one day from a pork
I don't know how
chop.
meat works. I don't know meat math.
And then I had an avocado and some nut crackers.
You should have a 6-pack.
I know. That's
Like
what
when
I'm
you
saying. This is bullshit.
but then I'm like, I believe you because I think you're a trustworthy person. And when you screw up on your diet, you tell me, like, you're like, yeah, I was an asshole. I ate like this. So I believe you. But if that is the case, like you shouldn't be overweight at all.
I know.
If that's the sort of things that you're eating. Even if you fuck up on the weekends, like you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, listen, this is the way it is. My body's rejecting the health and the gym, and it's saying, you're gonna shit your pants if you keep up this lifestyle. But you know what? Even if I shit my pants, I'm still going to the gym. Hopefully it's not at the gym, because I'd have to find another gym. But I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Keep me accountable.
Okay. Seriously, you want me to, or should I remind you that everyone is a lost cause again?
No, you
everyone
don't need
is
to
a lost cause.
Listen, I'm just trying to stay alive.
Okay.
So I'm motivated. I'm ready to get back in because it was a rough 2024 for me. Just looking at blue light for 13 hours a day.
Oof. Yeah.
Just not good. So now I'm able to pick more, better habits, not just drink myself into a coma.
Drink yourself into a 4 to 5 month long holiday season.
Yeah.
Because I feel like now it's like starts July 4th for you.
That's right.
Which is coming up.
The holidays are approaching. Well, technically it starts on Memorial Day.
Okay.
So a few weeks.
Yeah.
Mother's Day, really.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is
Mother's
next
Day.
week.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So don't forget about your mom.
Don't forget about your mommies.
You're cool with your mom? So are you gonna
Yeah, send her
flowers or something?
Send her a card. Yeah, I think that's nice.
Flowers are expensive.
Yeah, especially like across the country.
Yeah, I feel like really a phone call is good enough.
I think I will send a card and call.
And call.
Yes.
I thought you were doing just a card. That way you don't have to call.
No. The only problem with Mother's Day is that sometimes it steals a little bit of my spotlight.
Yeah, your birthday's coming up.
Yeah, once every 7 years, my birthday falls on Mother's Day, and I'm just like, you bitch.
What day is your birthday?
May 8th.
May 8th. That's close.
What do you mean?
It's 1 week from tomorrow. So Thursday next week.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I got to get you a gift. For
no, you don't. I
do.
Do you do the probably what I do is you start saying you're the next year like 6 months before your birthday, so that when it happens, it doesn't hurt so bad.
Deadens the blow a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like, back in like February, I was like, I'm 38, and then I would forget. I'm like, no, you're 37. Like, chill, you're 37, and then next week
it's
be 38. Time. Yeah, which means I will be starting my 39th year.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes me a little sad.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I mean, just remember at 40, things really go off the rails. That's what happened to me.
Yeah, but then you're not a lady either, so I got all that bullshit to look forward to. Where
what does that mean?
So it didn't even really occur to me until my friends, because I'm of the age where my friends are going through what they call perimenopause.
Okay.
So it's like in the decade before you actually go through menopause, your body starts to change and shift in ways to slow down the kitchen, slow down production.
Yeah.
Which can cause, I guess, anything from mostly the weight gain, I think, is what people freak out about. And skin changes, and maybe your hair starts falling out. Like it's just a lot of BS. So I hadn't even thought about that. And then my friend was like talking about all these changes that she's going through. She's in her early 40s. And she's like, yeah, perimenopause. I'm like, what is I'm like, oh no, I have to worry about it a decade before it happens.
That
so
sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I kind of thought it just happened one day.
No, it's a process.
That sucks.
So I got that to look forward to. But whatever. I'll be dead soon. It doesn't matter.
I hope not. Anna Hummel, thank you for everything.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
just being you. And we'll see you back next week for the birthday extravaganza.
Oh, my word.
I'll have a gift for you. I got to think of something to get you.
Please don't. Let's just go out to dinner.
Okay.
Or
Can
something.
do that too.
You know?
Not
that you have to pay for the whole thing, but like join me with your partner and I will bring my partner and we'll go.
Okay.
And dinners with me, I mean, we're not going to a steakhouse. We can go to
I like that Middle Eastern place that you took us to that one time in Clearwater. That was good. The halal place on Gulf to Bay.
Oh, the Mirage, but it's
Mirage,
Persian food. Yeah, I could
Persian.
definitely get down with Mediterranean food. You know what I really like, which we've been to a couple times, I think, was that Athena's Garden or whatever.
Oh, Athenian Garden.
Yeah, I like that place.
Yeah, like that.
Or Taco Bell.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I'll probably still have something for you anyway. Somebody did send you something. Nathan sent one of our Substack subscribers sent you a gift, but I think he sent it to Cox Media Group. So I if you do send anything, I mean, put my name on it. I know that
I don't think that's gonna help.
Ryan reached out and said he was going to the Boeing store and asked if we wanted shirts, and I was like, sure.
Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan from Seattle. He's one of our Substackers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ryan Adams.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
not
gross. Why is he contacting you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So and I was like, sure. And I was like, well, send them to the radio station to my attention. I'll be interested to see if I get those, but I think probably Nathan, now that I'm thinking about it, it probably got returned to sender if it had on his name on it.
Or maybe yours.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that if it had my name on it, they would let me know, but I don't know.
Is Claudia still there? The lovely front desk lady?
No.
She was very lovely.
She was cute and super nerd.
She was a nerd?
Yeah.
Like a Comic-Con nerd?
Sort of. No, yeah, I think so, actually.
Okay.
I know she was really into the band Hanson.
From the 90s?
Yeah, 2000s.
Oh, the
Bop. Yeah, that's the one. And then there was another chick there, Megan, the front desk gal. I don't know who's there now. I haven't been at the radio station in 6 months.
You haven't been there once in 6 months?
Nope.
We used to go there every day.
Every day.
Every day. Sometimes twice a day.
Sometimes twice a day.
Sometimes twice a day. And then with me, because I lived like 5 minutes away less, I could just zip.
Yeah.
Zip.
Right. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you want to send anything in the mail, send it to the radio station. I'll go pick it up. It's online. Just put attention to me. I guarantee if it says Anna's name on it, it's going back. But if it has my name on it, even if it's for Anna, I might be able to collect it. So
yeah, things didn't end well between us. Me and
which is a shame.
Station.
I mean,
it is what it is.
It's not that it didn't end well. You just got in a situation where you could either quit radio and just start bartending, or you could have worked in radio somewhere else.
Oh no, I mean just like how it actually ended before I worked for Bubba.
Oh, I
just
see.
like I got fired for
yeah,
saying something insensitive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, fast forward 5 years. I think we need to get Derek Chauvin off. I don't know if you've been watching the Ben Shapiro series, but it seems like this guy got railroaded.
Oh,
railroaded. Yeah. Pretty convincing stuff. I mean, if everything that they say is true, of course, that you have to give that, you take that for granted or assume it's true what they're telling you. But if that is the case, this poor man got railroaded for using a technique that he was trained to use.
Yeah.
Anyways, it is what it is.
Yeah,
But
sure is.
that's right.
Damn right. All right. Well, thanks for the comments. There were no super chats today. That's okay. Thanks for joining in. Brian from Philly, Will not eating seems to be beyond you. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Brian, he's the one that I saw in Philly.
Rude, I know.
Brian from Philly, saw in Philly. By the way, thank you so much, Brian from Philly. That was tremendous.
Yeah,
it was so fun. We saw the Liberty Bell. We saw Independence Hall. And then Brian, because he knows me and he knows that I'm a little bit quirky and offbeat, we were walking by what I thought was just like a train station or was a train stop or something. And he goes, you know what they used to do here? I was like, what? It's like they auction slaves. was like, okay, well, I need to take a picture of that. So boop, 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 boop. And then he took me to this bar. I think it was called Joe's. I don't know. It was where his father used to get drunk.
Oh,
He used to
nice,
drink. So that was really cool. It was one of those places that had been around for like almost 100 years. And there was a line that must have been hours long in front of I believe it was a Ben and Jerry's. These children, I mean, they were like college age, but they were waiting in line for hours for a small scoop of ice cream, a free scoop
Free
of
ice cream day.
Yeah.
Typical Philly trash.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I probably would have waited in said line if I was their age, if it wasn't 20 degrees out. It was so cold and they were just standing there for a cold treat, like a tiny scoop of free ice cream. I'm like, do you have nothing else going on? You go to Penn. What are you doing?
You would think your time would be more valuable than
Correct.
$1, giveaway to wait that long. I guess not.
Not a lot going on.
I remember when it
guess.
was in the Bahamas. They were like, hey, they got street. I don't know what you call them, callers or, hey, come here, trying to get you to visit these local bars and stuff. This one guy was like, free shots. And I was like, okay, I'll do a free shot and get a beer. Sounds good. And they pulled out like these the tiniest little thimble cup, disposable cup I've ever seen.
It like smaller than less than 30 mils.
It was so small. I mean, it was very tiny. And they poured it and it was like, that's good. Thank you. So that was a free shot that we got, but at least I didn't wait in line, for it.
Sure.
And then I got a beer and had a good time.
Yeah.
Thomas, thanks Thomas for coming by. Kevin, Brian from Philly, rude, but thank you. WSMFP. Okay. Love that. Thank you. Just a couple quick shout outs.
I'm not going to be 39. Someone said 30. I'm not 39. Just letting you know.
Right.
Don't jump the gun.
Everybody, a lot of comments today. Thank you. You can always do, by the way, just a reminder, I'm sure but you can do super chats, and those obviously we'll read and put up on the screen and stuff if you want to. Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. Thanks to Injured Eagle for
yes, thank you,
signing up
Injured
there.
Eagle, very much.
Let me make sure that's the correct name. Yeah, I think it is. And thanks Anna for holding it down.
Yeah.
Sorry I had to poop. That was weird.
What
But,
was it like was it solid? Was it loose?
It's never solid.
I thought you were taking the psyllium husk and things
I
were
kind of slacked on it. Oh, I did take that today.
That's probably what it was. Do you take it? I thought you take it in the
specific.
morning?
I took it in the afternoon. I'm not supposed to take it at night because you're sleeping.
I thought you're
Things
supposed to take it
slip
at
out.
night so that morning time.
You would
No?
think so, but they say don't take it at night.
Oh, because it comes on quick, so that's probably what it
Could
was.
potentially come on quick. Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you next week for Anna's birthday celebration. And thank you guys. See ya.